Hello everyone, Shamnali Gray here on Goddess Creations Goddess Tip Tuesday, and I am sharing with you today 10 tips. And remember, I only have one hand to move around with this. I have 10 tips to share with you on how to deal with bad memories. Now, you may recognize, because I have had this even recently, you may recognize that you may wake up in the middle of the night or early morning and your heart is pounding, or you're very angry. And why? When you think about it, you have had maybe just a bad dream of something that happened in the past, and your dream might not even be exactly what had happened in the past, and that can be very, very frustrating. Well, what I have found, and due to my own experience and due to my beliefs, is that bad memories can really influence your present day life. It can really take a hold on how you deal in life, how you step into the future, how you see yourself, your own self-esteem. And this is where it's tricky, is that actually we are talking about a trauma. If something just keeps reoccurring and you feel it in your whole body. This is what people call PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Well, I'm not going to deal with that big subject, but let's just see how we can actually bring ourselves to deal with bad memories from the past. Well, to start with, when you wake up, or when you have that memory, when you feel flung back into the past and you seem to have no control about the situation, realize what has happened to your body. Stand still and to be aware of what triggered you. So maybe you have a journal at hand, and you might want to take some notes. That is a very good tip, is to stand still by the experience. Take note of your situation, your physical situation. What was the memory that is linked to this? But also, because that's also the situation, you are triggered. So maybe in something in your, what happened in your past day or 2 days ago, might have triggered that memory and activated that feeling again. That feeling that you are not or may not be good enough, that the painful thing, the guilt maybe, or all of that triggered. So take note. What was your trigger? How did you react to it? How did your body change? But also, what is the situation of that dream? Now, then, why am I saying that? It's not that I'm asking you to relive it, because you relived it in your own way with your memory. And oftentimes, our memory is also changed by us reliving it. So we go really into the feeling of it. But what I'm asking you to do is, if you take into context what was the situation and go about it rationally, then you are not attaching your emotion to it, which means that you are now looking at your situation at a distance, let's say. And also write down as well, how is this memory actually impacting your life? Does it make you feel sad the rest of the day, angry at those around you? Does it stop you from taking steps to actually do feel good about yourself? For me, I found that my memories of my past were influencing my health and gave me MS. Now, many people may have a different opinion about this, but this is what I believe, and that's why I'm addressing it in this way. Tip number 2, aside from taking notes, is grounding yourself. Now, you can do this maybe with breathing, with meditation, with walking outside in nature. Come back into yourself. Come back into the now. Leave the past behind. Be present in the now. Look at the beautiful flowers. Smell the air. Hear the birds. Be grateful for food that's on your table. Be here, right now. Because this is what counts. You can't change the past. You can only change how it affects you now and in the future. Tip number 3 is connect with people. Now, when you are living in the past, because it is a bad memory, therefore you have told yourself of something about yourself that doesn't make you feel good. But the question is it true? Now, you may have people around you in the present that also activate that feeling of you're not good enough. Well, then that's something for a different video of mine that you may want to watch, and that is to find your own tribe. Let go of those people. But the tip number 3 is more like, search out those people that do support you, that do love you, that do have your well-being in mind. because you, with your bad memory, may have it's a bad memory because you don't feel good, which means that you may be feeling that you are not good enough, that you are not loved, that you don't deserve love. Other people may have a different view on how valuable you are. Forgive me for the wind, I'm afraid. But other people may have a different view of how valuable you are. Listen to them, have a talk with them, because it may not be so. Ask for their support. Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is, when you do go back into the memory, do you think that when you go in and you go to that painful moment that has hurt you, that you can rewrite it as if you're looking at it through a camera lens of a director or of a filmmaker? Oh yeah, no, just stand differently. No, just say this instead. See if you can be the film director of your memory, if you can adjust it in a way that it is less painful for you, where you are in that moment more empowered. This is a tricky thing and takes practice, but that will definitely and can definitely help. So tip number 4 is rewrite the ending. Tip number 5, now you may notice I'm saying them very lightly, but they are quite deep things to go through, and you can't do them all one after each other or quickly at all. This is a process that could take years to master, to go through, and again, or in different levels. But tip number 5 is this. Ask yourself, what is the secondary gain that I have from having these feelings of undeservedness? For me having that feeling, I am not good enough, being jealous of the situation of someone else, making myself feel small, was a secondary gain of me not having to show up, which means I don't have to get out there because I am weak. I have multiple sclerosis. I have MS. I am a loser. I fail. Because that is the pattern and the belief that I have been telling myself over the years, due to me believing what was in my memory, what was in my pain, making it actually larger than real life. So that is a big one. What is the actual gain of me, or you, let's say, staying in that situation, that mindset? So that's number 5. But it is a big one. It's a big tip, and it takes time. So what is it? Because the more you are in that energy, the more you are attracting that which you don't want, which makes you then stay. See, it's true. I am in this situation. Yes, see, it is bad. Yes, it's all a self-fulfilling prophecy, let's say. But what is the gain of it? And that is where you are being challenged to be honest with yourself. What is your secondary gain? Tip number 6. So that's 5 fingers and 1 finger. Tip number 6 is another biggie. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Now you may say, why? I've done nothing wrong. What are we talking about? But also, forgive the other. What? How can I forgive the other who hurt me, who did this, who did that? That's you being in victim mode. And please don't press the stop button now. This is me challenging you to go within with love. Forgiving yourself is this. By you holding on to a memory that does not serve you, and believe me, it's taking me years to do, but by you holding on to a memory that does not serve you and is stopping you from being the best, most beautiful, most wonderful version of you, you are hurting yourself. You are stopping yourself from being healthy, being loving, really loving you on the inside, healing your body. It's all in there. We are created. Our cells rejuvenate themselves every 7 years. Every cell in our body is being changed. So if we have a chronic illness, dis-ease in us, that is because we are refeeding it, telling ourselves to feel it again. Forgive me that this is a long video, but this is very important. So let's start by forgiving ourselves. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I love you. And others well. Forgive them for their initial pain that they may have caused you, but also the energetic bond that you have between them. Let's just let them go. Let them do their own thing. That's their thing. You may choose to love you. So that's tip number 6. Tip number 7, 5 fingers and 2, is focus on the future. How can you do that? Well, if you are feeling at the low with your bad memories at that time, just go through the other tips first, just to start getting into the action of looking at your situation. And when you come to tip number 6, focusing on the future, you don't want to be doing that immediately. You can, but it's like then it's a form of escape. You know, you have escape, you have control, you have and you have allow, where you allow the feelings to go through you. You control it by switching your mindset to, let's say, a song. If you're feeling bad and hurting at that moment, sure. But to escape, which means diverting your mind to go onto something else, sure, that can help you short term, but the wound will still be there. So when you've cleaned the wound, let's say, that's when the plaster should go on. Otherwise, it's going to fester, if you know what I'm trying to say. So focusing on the future, you can now then find groups that are fun. Have fun, you know. Journal. It's dream about what you want to be doing in the future. What do you look like living your best life? Yes, focus on the future, because that, to be very honest, is what gets me out of bed every day. Me focusing on where I want to be in the future. And yes, with my health situation, with my mental situation, with my emotional situation, it may not be easy every day, but I do, because I know where I want to be. And I might not do it quickly, but that's where self-love comes in. Tip number 8 is 5 and 3. Be detached from the outcome. Which means when you are making steps towards your future, when you are making steps towards healing yourself, if something goes back, if you have a setback, if you have an emotional backfall, let's say, don't judge yourself. It's okay. Don't think it has to be okay in one go, because that is you attaching to the outcome, which will make you feel hard or judgmental about yourself, which of course would be another bad memory, isn't it? So let's not do that. Separate yourself from the outcome. Now, tip number 9 is ask for help, because this can be, I'm saying this very lightly, but our ailments, our diseases can be many, and they have many layers, and they have many depths, and they, go far or deep or whatever, because we are all having our own individual journey. Ask for help if you need to. Do find that therapist and that that person that can help you. And it may not be the first 3 that is a good match for you. So be it. But because you love yourself, you will continue to search for the right match for you to help you move on, so that you can be your better and best version of you. Right. Now, tip number 10, my darlings, is self-love. You are worth it. You are beautiful. You are loving. You are gorgeous. You are healthy. You deserve the best of all you can be in life. So that's me for now. These 10 tips that you can say to yourself, do to yourself, activating yourself, activate your self-love. You are worth it. And let's just get rid of those bad memories and create new, beautiful ones. This is Shauna Lee Gray from Goddess Creations, and I'll see you next time, and I'll see you on another video. Bye.